What do you think of it?
It's a beast.
Is it gonna last the 24 hours, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Although I know one thing, when you let off, you slide around a lot. So you just have to go flat out the whole time.
I mean, Jacob's what, 21? A 21-year-old can handle that?
Oh, absolutely.
The project is, can we take this bike and get it to the point where he loves it and I love it too? Thanks to Kimpex, we're gonna put some stuff on this bike to make it something that I want to drive. All right, go get the brute. The difference between my socket set and your socket set is, my socket set has all the sockets and it's clean. Thought I forgot the key, but I didn't.
What are we doing today?
Ow! Ah! I'm hurting myself is what I'm doing today. Today we're gonna drop off the Kawasaki to Dave's so they can put a race clutch in this thing and look it over to make sure it's gonna last 24 hours. So it's been up here before. But we've done some modifications. Who knows if we've done them right or not? Jacob thinks we have. I'm not sure because I don't have a clue. But we're gonna get them to give us their opinion to see if this will last. So I'm quite excited about it. Look how good that looks though. Look how good that looks. Like, you got the lift kit, you've got the stage 3, you've got some spacers, awesome Kimpex Trail Trooper tires. Like, this thing looks good. I took it for a little ride the other day and the power steering still sucks, but I think it's coming along. I don't even know if this is gonna start because I had to jump this to get it going and get it in the back of the truck, so I'm not even sure if it's gonna start.
Like the Polaris?
All right, we got 3, 2, 1, ignition. I'm not sure if that's 94 decibels or not. So the bike's right here.
Okay.
We've done some stuff ourselves on it so far. Then we put the rad relocate on. I love the high lifter one. We had a bore on there, but all the seams would break. We had all 4 of them break and we welded them all. That's why there's all this weld. Yeah. Right, because we did like a homemade crap job, but we finally put the high limit with just the light bar from Kimpex, the bull bar, and then the Kimpex winch. But so we just need to quiet it down and take a look at it and make sure it's gonna make it around 24 hours. Okay. All the service part, we're just gonna pay you guys to do that.
Yeah, definitely 100% a fuel filter.
Yeah. Those are nice.
Yeah.
So what we need to do, we need to put clutch in, make sure the belt's okay, just not replace the belt. I have an extra to take with me. Full service, it hasn't been serviced for a while, so everything from fuel filter to oil filter, change the oil, diffs, anything you need. Like, this thing's got to run 24 hours, so just take a look at it. And we need a quieter exhaust. I don't know if you have a used one that we can borrow. I mean, my son loves that big, ugly, loud one, but we can't take it in Ontario that way. So if we can get something just slapped on, we'll slap it off when we come back. But the race is the 9th. Okay. So we need to get the bike like the 4th or the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I'll make sure he gets it in quick with you, just in case we gotta order something.
Right. And the exhaust is gonna be a crazy part, but maybe you got something you can pull off from somewhere.
I'll see what I can figure out there.
Yeah.
This is a kit. Yeah, this is just a kit.
Thanks, guys.
What do you think of it?
It's a beast.
Is it gonna last the 24 hours, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Although I know one thing, when you let off, you slide around a lot. So you just have to go flat out the whole time.
I mean, Jacob's what, 21? A 21-year-old can handle that?
Oh, absolutely.
Who are you? And where are we?
My name is Walter Grant. I'm a service tech at Davesports Center.
I'm Chris Dumas. I'm a service tech at Davesports Center.
So is Andrew.
Take two. We're gonna work on the truck and bike today. Teach you guys a little bit about it, what we've done, and what we're gonna do.
What do you think of what we've already done to it? Did we abuse it, putting the other stuff on it? Because we put the shocks, we put the high lifter lift kit, did we do anything wrong, I guess is the question.
No, you just took a nasty bike and made it even more aggressive.
So made it more nasty? Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I just built it for how you guys are gonna ride it. That's what you gotta do.
But it runs okay. Or at least it does now, it's been here for a little bit.
Yeah, it runs like a top man. It's ready to go, that's for sure.
Alright, so you were going to show me how to remove a belt in case we need to replace it on the trip.
Yep.
So do you want to walk me through that as much as you can?
Of course, no problem.
Alright, what are we going to do?
Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this side step here, and then we're going to unbolt our clutch cover, and then I'm going to show you which sockets you're going to need, so that way you have them with you on the trip, and the clutch puller, and then we're going to remove some clutches and belt to replace it. Here. Alright.
Since you're gone, I'm losing my mind. Ain't nobody but you, babe. Now you go.
While he's doing that, we got a couple plugs up here you gotta clip. Take the zip tie off. So yeah, once you get your side step off, I'll unclip these two here. They're for your sensors. One's for your belt, and the other one I do believe is reverse. And yeah, then you're gonna take these 10mm bolts out here. Take this boot off, clamp off here, and then there is an upper one. Sometimes you gotta do both.
So one of the things you should remember when you're removing your clutch cover, number one is that the boot that you have clamped to it will come off fairly easy. Sometimes you might have to put a flathead screwdriver up in there to kind of make a little bit of a gap so it'll slide out. And then also to the bottom left of the clutch cover, there are a few cables. Just be mindful not to really damage them when you're pulling out the clutch cover itself. Just kind of take your time with that because those are fairly important. Now, obviously you're not going to have access to air on the trail, but one thing you can do is take a braking bar with you, and it works just the same, or you know, a ratchet and like a mallet will work just as well.
That was 27 mil?
That was a 27mm, yeah. 19. Very important to keep all your washers.
Pay attention to the order they come out in as well.
Yeah.
You get a gun, Walter?
New gun?
Yeah.
Alright, so even though that we took the bolt out in the reverse thread pattern, we're going to insert this one and we're going to hammer it on going to the right. Now we have them both out at the same time.
Alright, go right in there, Chris.
Alright, so to remove the belt, we're just going to push that secondary right into the primary. And just slide her up. You remove like so. So when you would put the new belt back on the trail, because it's going to be on the right hand side of the bike, you have to make sure that the directional arrow is pointed towards the front.
Show that to me.
Right here, you have directional arrow, or you can always just go by the actual brand. You would read it from left to right. So you put that down like so. This is how your primary is going to be, and then your secondary is going to go just in here. And this is what it's going to look like when it's mounted.
Where the arrows go and everything, alright.
That's right. Chris is going to put it all back together for us.
Am I now? Are you going to grab me the torque specs for this?
Yes, I will.
On your driven clutch, you got this little spline here. It's technically not splined, but you still have to line it up with this notch here. It makes for a bit of a pain. When you slide them on, you just try to, however it works for you. For me, it's up. Seems to work the best. Just try to get it the best you can. And it does take a little wiggling and stuff like that to get her there. Just like so. Everything's lined up, slides on smooth. Now, you'll notice with your washers, where they've been going on the same way, you find that they're bent a little bit. For me, myself, I like to put it so the both sides in. And then you just slide your nut on, tighten her down. And this is regular thread. Then you take your primary, remember it's opposite thread, slide it in, spin it on. Now for these, you're going to want to torque them down. They go to 69 foot-pounds. We use an air gun torque stick, makes it very simple for us. Basically the way the torque stick works is crank on her till she stops moving. She won't allow it to go past that.
It's pretty cool, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, they're pretty slick. They make great work. Once everything's torqued up, you just assemble it all back together.
Do it all in reverse.
Great. Big thing to look at too when you're putting it together is pay attention to your clutch cover, because sometimes you'll see, like, if something's not sitting right, or if your belt's been slapping, or something's been moving, you'll see wear in your clutch covers and stuff like that. And just make sure you get your little mechanisms in here, make sure they're all good.
And your gasket as well.
Yes, also the gasket, especially if you see water. And judging by one of your guys' modifications, you guys do like to play in the water a little bit.
And I do it all in reverse.
Basically, yeah, fight with the cover, get it back on.
It hasn't been on.
Put your boot back on here. I like to do that before I put the cover on, in case I do have to adjust anything or move it around or wiggle it. Then I just start lining bolts up. I'll just gently put them in all first.
Does the boot go on last?
No. I put the boot on first. I tend to anyways. That way if I have any issues lining it up, sometimes they're a bit of a pain. You gotta reach in behind and you need that extra room.
Do those need to be torqued down or just
Yeah, I tighten them up. I just do them with the gun. Everything on a bike does have torque specifications, but we just,
till she's tight?
After you've done her for a while, you kind of get a good gist of where everything needs to be in that aspect for some of your simpler stuff. But your main stuff, wheel bearings, clutches, rims, all that stuff you do torque to spec. So if you are using a gun, turn your power setting down, or just, one or two ugga-duggas.
Unit of measurement is ugga-dugga.
Yeah. That is a legit unit, yeah?
Yeah, at least around here.
So, what's he doing with exhaust? Can't run under here with that on.
Nope. What years fit it? Because we gotta find something to put on it. Hey, it's Ben. I'm at Dave's. Call me. I'm gonna be the first one to actually drive this. I'm gonna get trailered to Murray's. I've never done this trip solo before, so we'll have to see how this goes.